Hi all, welcome to another video on Power Apps and AI Builder. AI Builder is a Power Platform capability that provides us with AI models to take leverage of artificial intelligence to optimize our business as well as to automate the processes. We can either use an already existing pre-built model that suits our needs, or we can even create our own custom AI models to suit some of the specific business needs. Now, there are a lot of pre-built models available in the AI builder like business card reader, category classification, key phrase extraction, language detection, sentiment analysis, text recognition, and so on. Initially, we used to call Power Automate from Power App so as to add some of the AI builder related actions within Power Automate to implement the related actions. However, now more and more AI builder capabilities are being available in Power App, and we can add them natively within Power App, like the business card reader, receipt processor, form processor, object detector, text recognizer can be natively added to Power App in case we want to leverage them for some business logic within Power App. So in this video, we will see how we can make use of the receipt processor so that without the use of Power Automate, we can read receipt information and save it back to SharePoint list. So in the current business scenario that we are trying to test out in the demo, we have a requirement we want to manage the reading of multiple receipts and digitize the procurement done by various teams in an organization. Manually entering the data could be a cumbersome process. To make the importing of data from receipts to a repository which can be used for creating Power BI cost related reports, we will use the receipt processor within Power App that can easily scan the receipts and extract the information and save it to a SharePoint list. So we have a SharePoint list in the backend which has columns like merchant address, bill date, purchased items, subtotal, tax, and total cost, which will be used for saving the data extracted from the receipt to SharePoint list. So to quickly do a demo of what we are going to do, we will use a scan receipt button to upload a receipt and extract the information from the receipt. So the receipt is being uploaded and you can see that the builder is working in the backend to extract the data. And ideally these details will be populated in the text control. Now clicking on save procurement will save the data to the SharePoint backend. Now let's see how we can implement this. So we have just added the text box controls, which will be used for extracting the data and showing it within the screen. So these are just normal text box controls, which we have placed for as storage or placeholders for the merchant name, bill date, purchased items, and the remaining fields that we have in the screen. Now, so as to extract the receipt information, we will be adding the AI Builder receipt processor. So we will just add it to the screen. So we have added the receipt processor. Now let's add some expressions which will help us extract the information that the receipt processor has extracted. The receipt processor uses its inbuilt model to extract the predefined receipt fields, which we will show in the fields that we have added to the screen, and the receipt processor dot the field which help us extract the information from the receipt processor. Now the receipt processing models has a capability to output the informations which is listed here. As we can see, the merchant name, merchant address, and the related details can be extracted natively by the receipt processor. So if we can actually use the property like receipt processor name dot merchant name, will help us extract the merchant name from the receipt and we can use it for saving it to the backend. So extracting the data from the receipt processor is quite easy. You just have to put a dot and then specify the property which that you want to extract, and we can actually save it to the text input control or the backend that we were trying to actually save it to. So for getting the merchant name, what we will do is like for the default value, we will set the receipt processor dot merchant name as the value that we are going to retrieve. Same way for bill date, we will get the receipt processor dot transaction date is going to be the value that we will be using, because transaction date is a property associated with the receipt processor that helps us get the bill date. Now for purchased items, we have a bit of additional steps that we need to do, which we will handle later. So we'll just head over to subtotal and add the expression receipt processor dot subtotal, the default property. And for getting the tax, we will add the receipt processor dot tax expression. And for the total cost, we will use the receipt processor dot total attribute to get the total cost value. So apart from the purchased items, the rest of the expressions directly pick the data from the receipt processor output. Now, purchased items returns a table of procured items because there can be like multiple items, like 4 or 5 items, and they are returned as a collection of multiple records. To show it as a multi-line text, we will initially capture the purchased items into a collection by using the expression clear collect so that we can extract the data into a collection in the on change of the receipt processor. So we'll just go ahead and get the on change property and add the expression that will add the purchased items dot name attributes, which is basically going to be a multi-line collection, into the purchased items collection. So we can quickly go ahead and test this to see like how the collection would look like. We will just scan the receipt. Now, ideally, the receipt processor is scanning the receipt and it will be populating the rest of the fields, and on change, it has already updated the collection. So we'll see how the collection looks like, and based on that, we will see how we can combine them and show the data in the purchased items. So let's head back and let's head over to view collections. And we can see that there are 3 purchased items: front and rear brake cables, new set of pedal arms, then the labor charges. So there are 3 such items which are shown as a multi-line in the collection. Now you need to combine them together and show it as a single paragraph. So to do that, we have added a HTML control, input control, which we can actually get from the text. So we have the HTML text which we have added here. Now we will use the concat expression to combine the multi-lines within the collection into a single paragraph. So we'll just add the expression into the HTML text attribute. So what we are doing here is we're combining the purchased items collection. We are using a concat function and using the BR tag to create a multi-line display. This completes the development of the receipt processor AI model within the Power App, which can scan the data and extract the data into the corresponding input fields in the screen. So we'll just go ahead and try testing out the receipt processor in action, and we can see that we have already uploaded the receipt, which is still available, and the entire data has now been extracted and shown in the respective fields. And as you can see, the purchased items shows the combined or concatenated purchase details by combining them from the collection and showing them as a single paragraph using the concat function. Now, clicking on Save Procurement will save the data to the backend SharePoint list. So we'll just go ahead and save it. And heading over to SharePoint, we can see that the details have been saved to SharePoint list, which completes the flow of the receipt processor scanning and saving of the data to the backend. So we have seen like how we can use the receipt processor AI model natively within Power App, extract the details from the receipt which has been uploaded, and save it to the respective backend. Now we will come up with more of such AI builder scenarios within Power App in the coming videos. So thanks all for watching, and see you soon in another video.